What's up, chicken butt? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's what's going on in this kitchen today. So I am already in the business of working. I'm cutting potatoes down into uniform pieces. So I have some sweet potatoes, some little red thin-skinned potatoes, and a white potato. And I'm going to make sure that I cut them in half, like we talked about before. Lay them on the flat side, the stomach, so they don't roll around and I'm not chasing them. Cut them into fourths. And once I have them all done like that, I'm going to toss them into my roasting pan. And so I have a little roasting pan. You can use any pan that will hold your chicken. Foil pan will work as well. And we're going to just take the onions and sprinkle them over the potatoes. All right, I'm smashing up garlic. I'm going to smash up 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I have 2 already smashed and put to the side. And I'm going to put another 2. I'm just going to do a really, really rough chop. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be super thin. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna sprinkle this over our potatoes. And right after that, we're gonna move right into rosemary. So I have some rosemary. You can use rosemary, thyme, you can use oregano, any of your favorite herbs. I have some fresh rosemary. I have a bunch of it growing in the backyard. I take it and I also tie it up. And I hang it upside down and I just let it dry out, and I use those as dried herbs sometimes. But I'm going to take my my rosemary and I'm just going to slide it all the way down to strip it of all the leaves, and it smells so nice. It's going to perfume all of the chicken and make it taste and smell wonderful. So once I get this done, I'm doing like 2 or 3. I think I'm just going to use 3. So let me do one more here and slide. And I'm going to reserve half for another part of our dish. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my knife, get it with a rough chop, and I'm going to sprinkle this right over the potatoes as well. Just half of it. I'm going to keep the rest. So it should look just like that. Look at all of those beautiful colors. Perfect. I've taken a minute and I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees so it's nice and hot and ready once we get our chicken into our pan. But before that, we need to season our potatoes. So I'm going to take some salt, of course. You know my favorite is kosher salt. Potatoes can use a little extra salt. And some pepper. I have freshly ground pepper. I think using freshly ground pepper gives it that pop of flavor, much better than pepper that's been sitting in the cabinet for a long time. Okay, I'm going to take a lemon, cut it in half, just like this. I'm going to reserve my other lemon. I'm going to catch all of my seeds right here in my fingers. So I'm going to go right around, squeeze it if I have any. You're going to try and get all the juice, and you are actually going to save the lemon. Do not throw the lemon right out. Very good. This was great. I didn't have any seeds. It must be on the other side. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to drizzle it over. I'm not going to drown my potatoes. I'm just going to do a quick drizzle. And then I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to coat all the potatoes with all of that goodness that we put in there. And then we're going to spread them all out in the pan. It should look just like this. Oops, it just slid down. So once I've done that, I need to wash my olive oily hands and we'll get back to the chicken. Now on to our chicken, the star of this dish. So when dealing with chicken, chicken is one of the most widely used ingredients, meat ingredients that you use in the kitchen, but it's also one of the most hazardous because it carries a lot of harmful bacteria like salmonella. What you don't want to do is cross-contaminate. So we're going to keep all of our chicken in this little baggie so we do not cross-contaminate. So first, come on in, and we're going to season the chicken with salt and pepper. We're going to do this first so we don't go back and put our chickeny fingers into the dishes that we use all the time. Like we use pepper all the time. So we don't want to handle chicken and then put it back in here, or you're going to have to throw out all your salt and pepper. So I got it nice and seasoned with salt and pepper. Now I'm going to take my chicken and I'm going to put it into this bag. And remember, this plate is now contaminated, so we're not going to put anything else on this plate. I'm going to take my other hand and put in my smashed garlic, the other half of the garlic, 2 cloves that I had chopped up earlier, and I'm going to squeeze the lemon juice from the other half of the lemon all in here. Oops, it's really juicy. Okay, and I'm going to reserve this for later. So this is a fun part. Your kids are going to love this. You can do this because it's all, you zip it up and then you're going to shake the bag to massage and coat your chicken with all of that goodness. Make sure it gets all the way around. Do a little dance. I actually do this for families. When I teach a family night at my school, and parents love to do this with kids. Okay, now once this is all shaken up and ready to go, you're going to unzip the bag. So if the adult's doing it, that's great. If you have a responsible kid, you can do that too. And you're going to lay the chicken on top of the potatoes, just like this. The potatoes are going to catch any of the delicious juices that drip down from the chicken while it's cooking. Make sure you go back in and get all the rest of the stuff in here. Okay, and this is all yucky and I still have chicken juice, so I'm gonna go wash my hands and toss this in the oven. I can take my lemons that I just juiced and I can nestle them right in here. They look really pretty. You have all these colors going on. It's really a beautiful dish already. If I need to, I can add a little bit more salt just on top of the chicken and maybe a little bit more pepper if I think I need it. I think I might. And then I'm going to take my olive oil and I'm going to go back over and make sure I drizzle just a little bit over all the chicken and on my, especially on my lemons. Now, time to take this lovely dish and put it in my preheated oven on the middle rack. For at least 40 minutes. While my chicken is cooking, I have a kitchen public service announcement. And I know some of y'all are gonna flip out, but you do not need to flip out. It will be okay. The announcement is, do not wash raw chicken. That's right, folks. You do not need to wash your chicken, because if you do, you are going to spread germs all over your sink area, and that's not a good thing. So then you have to scrub and decontaminate your sink. So you do not need to wash your chicken. The oven will take care of all of that. It will kill any germs or bacteria. I promise you. Do not wash your chicken. And also, your best tool in the kitchen is going to be this right here, a digital thermometer, because that chicken needs to read to be a 165 degrees temperature. I don't care if you cut it open and think, oh, there's a little pink inside, or oh, it looks done to me. The only way to know if a chicken is cooked properly is by using this little device here. So if you don't have one, I need for you to get on Amazon.com or to go to your grocery store or whatever you need to do and grab you one of these. It's the best thing to keep you and your family safe. Okay, time to check them out. Everything looks great. So I'm gonna find the thickest chicken right there, and I'm gonna stick in the thermometer. I'm gonna make sure that it is not touching the bone, and ding, 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 ding. It's past 165 because I let it go a little bit longer. All right, let's take it out and lay it right here. Potatoes are fork tender. That means we're ready to plate. So I'm gonna grab and scoop up some of these delicious potatoes. And I'm gonna make sure I get all the goodness off the bottom because that's where all the flavor is. Then I'm going to plate up 2 drumettes right here and right here. I'm gonna add one of my beautiful little lemons that was roasted right there to remind everybody what was in the dish, as well as a garnish of rosemary. And there you have it, my rosemary garlicky roasted chicken. It is amazing and delicious, and I hope your family will enjoy.